This video took so much planning. I really hope nothing goes wrong.
I gotta do push pineapple, shake a tree to the left, to the right.
The Soulsborne series is very well known in the gaming community for being an incredibly difficult set of games. I do like a challenge in my video games, but I've never played anything as hard as these Souls games. While I have played a bit of Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3, I've never fully completed a Souls game. I could have just made this video into a generic series as a Let's Play, but that would be all boring. I'm sure you've all seen stuff like that before, so I thought, why not use my dodgy ass controller with very bad stick drift and see how difficult it is dodging in completely different directions on the wrong occasion. I could easily make this a challenge easy by getting one of my Souls veteran friends in to kill the bosses while I spin around like a fucking idiot in the corner, but instead I'm going to force myself to get good on this playthrough. So come and join me, Ashen Ones, and sit and laugh at a sold newbie in Dark Souls, but I've got a broken controller. First up with the most important part of any Soulsborne game playthrough, and that's making my character. As you can see on screen, I decided to go with a look very similar to my own to make me feel like I was really involved in the game's story. Next up was the short tutorial section before fighting the first boss of the game. On my first playthrough of this game, this boss took me almost 40 minutes to complete, but this time I did it the first time, and it only took a minimal amount of damage off my health bar. That's one boss out of 25 defeated. I felt accomplished, and I felt invincible. Then I fought Vort of the Boral Valley. Vort caused me a few problems in the first couple of attempts at this boss fight. His charge attack on phase 2 would even cause my Xbox problems as well, making me drop frames whenever he used it. Oh my god, I actually dodged it, After 7 attempts though, I managed to kill him. Yes! 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 Boss 2 out of 25 defeated. I was even blessed with a well done message from my Souls veteran friend when I completed this. It was then time for me to take a leisurely stroll through an undead village while being attacked by some of the local residents, which by living in England, I'm quite used to this, to be honest. There's actually an optional boss in this area and I want the full Dark Souls 3 experience, so I'm going to go do it. This boss was the Cursed Rotted Greatwood. This boss is actually like me and is incredibly weak to a hit in the testicles. These tactics have been used against me so often, it was now my turn to use them against this massive fucking tree. This boss took me 4 attempts to get right, but on that 4th attempt, I managed to get it right, and I killed this big tree with multiple hits in the testicles. Boss 3 out of 25 completed, and upon defeating this boss, he gave me the Transposing Kiln, which like with boss souls, like with Vort, I can use this to create very powerful weapons, and I managed to get myself the Hollowslayer Greatsword, which I didn't know how useful that would be until my next boss fight. Next up in the run will be the first time that I hit a roadblock with a boss. You guys guessed it, the next boss is the Abyss Watchers. I attempted this 3 times the first evening that I found it. All 3 times were a fail, obviously. Fucking bring it. Ah! I didn't mean it, I'm sorry! I came back the next morning to beat this boss, determined as ever. Let's just say I wasn't that determined after trying over an hour and a half. I kept dying over and over again. I had a new arsehole ripped from me, basically. I did switch to the Hollowslayer Greatsword when I got from Greatwood, though. I did feel like I was getting slightly closer to finishing it. But this is when my friend decided to tell me that I didn't even need to defeat this boss just yet and I could go elsewhere. I'm an idiot. Right, everyone, I can explain myself. I may have lost the footage for me killing the Abyss Watchers, the Crystal Sage boss, Deacons of the Deep, and High Lord Walnir and some other stuff as well. I know I'm stupid. Basically, I'll give you an explanation. You probably don't care anyway, but I'll give you an explanation anyway. Basically, I stream all these on Twitch. It's just as easy for me to try my calls to interact with people while I'm playing as well. And I used to think, or I still thought, that Twitch streams just spit off 14 days, which I'm convinced they did. I think they did used to, and then they changed it. And they changed it to 7 days. I didn't realise I hadn't clipped any of the footage yet for my video, so it's all gone, basically. So I'm going to give you a brief little explanation of what I did quickly, and then we can get straight back into proper gameplay with the boss that I finally actually got footage for again. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the little summary. I'm sorry I lost all the footage. This might be a bit boring for you guys to watch now, but if you've watched to this point anyway, thank you. On with the summary. So, after trying for almost over an hour and a half, I decided to head to the Cathedral of the Deep. On my way there, I breezed past the Crystal Sage boss and also encountered a sweaty boy. After exploring the cathedral, I found the Deacons of the Deep, which was actually piss easy. I then went to the Abyss Watchers and completed it after around 30 minutes of trying, then ventured through to the Catacombs of Carthus, killed High Lord Walnir and moved towards the Boral Valley, where I got my arse handed to me, so I decided to track back and explore the Smoldering Lake and defeat the Old Demon King, and this is where we are up to now.
No! I didn't read the attack. Fuck. Oh my god. I actually need to like get some healables or something. I can actually do it on this run if I have a healable. I'm gonna use whatever this is. Just gonna do it. The fuck? What's he doing? Please don't be a trap. I did it! Yeah!
That's it. Old Demon King down now, and that makes it boss 8 out of 25 now completed. Next up was Pontiff Sullivan, and he was extremely difficult. I tried fighting them head on, and I got clapped. I tried standing there and blocking everything, and I still got clapped. It seemed these newbie tactics of mine were not good enough to defeat this boss, so I decided to change it up. On phase 1, I mainly blocked and circled around him, managed to get up to 2 hits quite easily, as long as I didn't mess that up. On phase 2 is when I had to get a bit more inventive. At the start of phase 2, the boss actually spawns a clone which tells you what move he'll do next. By basically doing it a few more seconds before the actual boss, the aim was to make this easier, was to take out that clone, so I only had one target to deal with during the fight. This took a few attempts as the boss and his clone love to stick together when they fight. On about the 3rd or 4th attempt of trying this tactic, I got it correct.
No! No! There's actually no way. Clone down, clone down. Yo. Oh my god! No, don't you even dare, bro. No. Yes! Yes! Come on! Tactics! Gaming!
That's boss 9 out of 25 completed. Aldrich was up next for me, and he was not fun at all. His magic in both phases caused me all sorts of problems, and that fucking arrow attack was the bane of my existence. I did try quite a lot of times to beat Aldrich. I did eventually get it though, as always. So that's now boss 10 out of 25 completed. We're getting into double digits now. We're going really good. Time for our 3rd Lord of Cinder straight after Aldrich now, and that was Lord of Cinder was Yorm the Giant. This boss took me a couple of attempts to actually understand how the Storm Ruler weapon works.
Right, let's just run back and try and think about this for a second. Oh, fuck. That might be it. That might be it, actually. No, what the fuck? What?
As soon as I understood that though, I did it first time. Boss 11 out of 25 completed. We're blowing through these now. Now, you guys probably already know what's next. Well, I didn't at the time, okay? I was in the chapel where the next boss would take place, just minding my own business, thinking I was safe after just completing Yorm. Then a cutscene started and I was like, oh cool, some more story stuff. Then I saw the Dancer of the Boreal Valley come down from the ceiling and I was like, oh shit. I did actually get the Dancer to very, very low health after only a few tries, but I got greedy when it mattered most.
Man, I'm gonna break my monitor, I swear!
It was safe to say I was pretty annoyed after this, but this also meant I knew I could do it eventually. I didn't feel that way after trying for almost 2 hours and kept on failing, and stick drift was really starting to take centre stage in this fight. It was time for some help. If you're watching this video, thanks for the help Discord user Soul of Cock, what a legend, honestly. And you want me to be saying, oh yeah, you said you wouldn't be summoning, I said, yeah, I wouldn't be summoning my Soul's veteran friend. I mean, summon's a summon, but I really, really needed it for this boss, okay? Just let me off for this one occasion. We shredded through the Dancer very quickly. Well, he did. I kind of just stood there giving motivational messages from afar. But anyway, that's boss 12 of 25 completed now, and we're heading straight into Lothric Castle. A lot can be accessed from this point in the game, and there's actually 2 optional areas and also the next boss to progress the story. So we're going to head to the first optional area first, and I fought Asarios the Consume King. Asarios wasn't too difficult, to be honest. Reminded me a lot of Vault's fight, actually. Quite frantic, charging and stuff. He's a big creature as well. Took me a few attempts, but I did get it right fairly quickly. And that's boss 13 out of 25 completed. Straight after you finish that boss, there's an illusion door you can head through to reach the second optional area, which is the Untended Graves. This is just a darker, more eerie version of the tutorial area. And at the end was yet again another fight with Gundyr. This time though, it was Champion Gundyr. He was a massive step up from the first time we met all the way back at the start of my adventure. Maybe this would have been a great marker to show how far I've progressed during my time playing Dark Souls 3.
No, fucker. No way! How is that fair? Oh my god!
This might actually be the most fun I've ever actually had dying over and over again in a game. Before this, I primarily stuck to blocking and occasionally dodging, but this boss was entirely based around your ability to dodge his attacks. I was attempting this for about an hour and a half, practicing my dodging, and it ended up going pretty well, to be fair. Wasn't perfect, but I managed to get him low.
Harder than Lana Rose on a go. No! No, not again!
I decided to slightly change my tactics, though, to see if another one would be more effective. I switched out my shield for a weapon that actually gives you a few more frames to parry, and for someone that never actually practiced parrying before or ever tried it before, this was really ideal for me. And after 3 attempts, I defeated Champion Gundyr. That's boss 14 out of 25 now completed. Next up, I headed straight to Archdragon Peak, which was the last optional area in the game I was yet to discover. The first boss in this area was the Ancient Wyvern. This boss is a bit of a gimmick fight really, because you can stand there and beat the shit out of his feet, or you can walk around some enemies that are really annoying and land a headshot from a plunging attack on the boss that gets an insta-kill instantly. So I did that, and that's boss 15 out of 25 completed. Now that nearly all the optional bosses were completed, it was time for me to power through the main story and get that done. The next boss that stood in my way was the Dragon Slayer Armor. This boss was a brute as well, and my dodging skills from Champion Gundyr were going to come in handy. The timers on this boss were not too bad to remember actually. The reason this took me so long was the annoying butterflies circling the arena that fire projectiles at you while you're fighting, and also the Strict Drift decided to massively appear again for this one, not like it usually does. Eventually though, my patience paid off and I managed to kill him. That's boss 16 now out of 25 completed. Next up was the second to last main game boss, and honestly it was one of the best fights in the entire game. It was of course the Twin Princes. This fight started as a single fight and then switched to a form of a double fight in phase 2. The Twin Princes did actually provide a very, very good challenge for me. I think it was going for about an hour on them, but then I prevailed and I killed them of course. That's boss 17 now out of 25 completed. It was now time for arguably the hardest boss in the main game of Dark Souls 3. Of course, it was the Nameless King. The thing that makes this boss so difficult is that his dodge timing is completely different to any other boss in the game. This took me a lot of attempts to complete. I tried at the start to take him on with a sword and dodge everything that came my way. I soon learned that I was struggling with a lot of learning of his timings, so it was time for a different tactic. I equipped the Knight's Crossbow for phase 1 and the Arbalest for phase 2. This took me a few times to perfect the tactic, but I eventually did, and needs to say, I was extremely happy with this.
No, Oh my god. Yes! Yes! Come on! Get in there! Oh my god! Oh my god, yes! Oh my god.
That's boss 18 out of 25 completed, and it was now time for the finale of the main game. The Soul of Cinder is all that now stood in my way in the main game. He was seriously no pushover either though. I'd failed many attempts once again with this boss, and I was almost about to switch off for the day, and then this happened.
Come on, do the jump attack and I will pay you £100 to do the jump attack. Yes! Come on! Yes, 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 yes! Get in there!
That's the main game of Dark Souls 3 now completed. 19 out of 25 bosses completed in total, and the DLC was up next. The DLC bosses are actually going to be in as part 2 of this incredible challenge run. If you guys enjoyed, please like, subscribe and share this video around with friends. This has taken me so long to get through and edit and play the game. I put 30 hours into the save file, but I've enjoyed every single second of it. The editing's taken quite a few hours as well. But that is all from me today. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.